What's going on, everybody? Ricks TV back with another video, and in today's video we'll be discussing how Jeanie, Big Savage, bust punking like straight punk LeBron James. And when I say punk, I ain't talking about the old TV show, okay? So in my previous video, one being titled Jeanie Bust forces the king LeBron James to bow down and quit to possibly return to Cleveland. He says that he has not closed the door on a potential return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I have another video that's titled Jeanie Bust shocking message to LeBron James. Now, in both of these videos, I went into full detail on how Jeanie Bust and Rob Pelinka could basically checkmate LeBron James in the Clutch Sports camp at any time, and that LeBron James is basically playing with fire and poking a bear because ultimately he's under contract. He's still under contract with the Los Angeles Lakers, and even worse, he does not have a no trade clause, which means that Jeanie Bust could play dirty. She could play the game dirty and not even consult with Clutch Sports and just trade LeBron James to the worst team in the NBA if they tempt Jeanie Bust. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Okay. See, she could take a team's best offer and their best assets for LeBron James. And it's now being reported that even the Cleveland Cavaliers don't even want LeBron James back. And now, if you guys have noticed and have been paying attention, LeBron James has tucked his tail and retracted his statement saying that I want to be a Laker for the foreseeable future. I bet you do. I bet you do, bruh. Then Rich Paul went out and denied multiple reports about LeBron James being traded, blah, blah, blah. In other words, they got the message, okay? And Jeanie Bust, she wanted all the smoke. She wanted all the smoke by coming out and saying, hey, look, we stand with Rob Pelinka. Through the good, through the bad, and different, we got Rob Pelinka. We got your back, bro. Like, go out there and do what you gotta do, which is loyalty. And that's how you're supposed to do it. That's what Kobe Bryant was talking about. Loyalty. See, you can jump from team to team. See, this is the issue that I have with this so-called player empowerment, right? And for the record, before you guys try to debunk my comments or whatever, or disprove anything that I said in terms of the previous video I just did with Pops about player empowerment, and you guys probably say, oh, well, LeBron James was actually the first player who asked for a bigger deal and, negotiated to get a bigger deal, whatever, so on and so forth, use his power to leverage to get a bigger deal or whatnot, so on and so forth, right? But actually, Floyd Mayweather was actually the first, well-known boxer, notable boxer, to demand a big deal, which was like $260 million at the time from Showtime and CBS to sign like a 5 or 6 fight deal. So LeBron James tends to get a lot of credit for things that other players have done before. And like I said, a lot of stuff that he's done can be disproven. Okay. See, the entire world has seen LeBron James actions from, like, in other GMs, other teams' GMs post on Twitter to praising Sam Presti, to not shutting the door on a possible Cleveland's return. It exposed him for being this spoiled brat, which he is, and people got flashbacks of his career and how he just quits whenever he doesn't get his way. Now, in the past, casual fans could just overlook LeBron's antics because he wasn't, in the second biggest market in the United States. But now that social media has become so prevalent, now fans from all across the world, all over the world, can see what is happening in real time. See, typically in the past, LeBron James could utilize his puppets in the media as a weapon to paint this negative narrative about an organization and how they are failing to, how they're somehow failing to do their jobs. For example, LeBron final season in Cleveland, they pampered LeBron James and gifted him everything that he wanted, from the first roster with Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, and all those old guys, and some of the younger players, to the second roster that he traded for at the trade deadline, which was Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, was it George Hill, and a slew of other players, right? And however, we fast forward to now, LeBron James tried to use that same method and it backfired. And now there are these bogus reports that Rob Pelinka had the opportunity to sign DeMar DeRozan, but the deal somehow fell through, right? Because Pelinka refused to give DeRozan 3 years. Now, first and foremost, let's just examine this for a quick second. And to those of you who have a brain, please use it, okay? Please, because this is common sense. Why would Rob Pelinka turn down a chance to sign? He would turn down a chance to sign DeRozan when LeBron James is literally approaching the remaining year of his deal and has 1 year left on his deal, which means that if LeBron James and that super team didn't work with DeRozan, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, he would still have DeRozan and Anthony Davis to carry the torch, which would be lethal, right? A lethal combination. Now think about it. If Rob Pelinka pulled that deal off and it worked or it didn't work, it would still be a win-win for Rob Pelinka because he would still walk away with DeMar DeRozan and Anthony Davis. So how much sense does that make, bruh? Like, it doesn't make sense at all. And people are not paying attention to what's going on. They're getting, caught into the media's web, right? The rumor makes zero sense, especially since, and then it was reported that DeMar DeRozan was willing to sign for the vet minimum to play for the Lakers. And that's true because I did a video about that in the offseason. But now you got LeBron James fans who is just eating this up. They falling for the magic trick, and ultimately this DeMar DeRozan talk is irrelevant. Why? Because LeBron James, he still got what he wanted, which was 2 of the top players in the league. And he still can't carry this team. And when I say 2 of the top players in the league, he still got Anthony Davis, he still got Russell Westbrook. So the DeMar DeRozan talk is irrelevant. You got 2 of the top players in the league, and you somehow still can't carry this team. You can't even carry them to the play-in tournament. The Clippers are winning without their stars. The Cavs, they don't even have a superstar. The Memphis Grizzlies don't even have a superstar other than Ja Morant, but he hasn't, completely formed into a superstar now. Yet LeBron James is mad that we don't have DeRozan. Bruh, you don't need DeRozan, you big bum. But it's nothing more that LeBron James paid off some of his people in the media to report the story for damage control. Because Jeanie Buss is literally embarrassing LeBron James left and right. Her and her PR team is playing chess, sunning LeBron James in the media. She made this man come out and say, you know what, I want to be a Laker forever. I bet you do. The rich history, like, who wouldn't want to be a Laker? You're not bigger than the franchise, bruh. And you're getting old. Your time has passed. You got people saying, oh, he's too old to carry a team. But he's 37 years old putting up these wild, insane, big numbers. Come on, bruh. It don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense at all. Now LeBron James is completely backed into a corner to where he has to perform under the lights and carry this team to the promised land, or Laker Nation will view him and view his run with the Lakers as a failure. He will go down as the most overrated player in NBA history, bruh. If you can't at least get this team to the play-in tournament, let alone winning the finals, or let alone get into the next season. Talking about I want to be a Laker forever, and you can't even get past this full season yet. And they talking about, fans love to mention how LeBron James brought us a title and how we should be appreciative, but nobody's appreciative of Anthony Davis. Nobody's appreciative of Rob Pelinka, the Lakers, for opening the door and allowing LeBron James to come in the door. That doesn't make sense. And y'all not showing appreciation to Rob Pelinka because you want him fired. The Lakers, they had 16 banners before LeBron showed up. So it's not like Cleveland, where he delivered us a title for the city that never won before. And if we're being completely honest, if we going by y'all standard, like I said, y'all should appreciate Rob Pelinka, appreciate Anthony Davis. Because guess what? Before Anthony Davis arrived, LeBron James was struggling. He couldn't even get us to the playoffs. Couldn't even get us to the playoffs in his first year. And then last year, he got knocked out the first round by the Phoenix Suns without Anthony Davis. So y'all should be appreciating Anthony Davis instead of demanding that he's traded, attacking him and roasting him. And then, man, it's crazy. And in the manner he won the championship, it's not anything special. It was in a bubble. Why are y'all so pressed for LeBron James to stay with the Lakers? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Why is it that the media don't want LeBron James to leave LA? That's the question that y'all should be asking. You know, and as I mentioned, I honestly think that the media is trying to sway fans into going out and saying that the Lakers shouldn't trade LeBron James because it's going to hurt his argument in the GOAT discussion, because Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and all the greats, well, most of the greats, the top 5, most of them weren't traded. So it would seem like LeBron James was actually the problem, which is why he got traded. But they don't want that narrative to be out there, you know, because then it would eliminate LeBron James in a GOAT conversation with Michael Jordan. See, now they're trying to sell the narrative that, okay, if LeBron James isn't number 1, you know, ahead of Michael Jordan, well, he's at least number 2, and he still has time right now to catch him, you know, because getting traded would put an asterisk or stain his legacy. So now they're trying to sway fans into, hey, let LeBron James stay. LeBron James needs to stay with the Lakers. But the Lakers fans just aren't impressed. And LeBron is realizing that he's never going to be respected and as appreciated as he would be in the city of Cleveland. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe.